Okay, so let's say you went to backpacking, and this is you're staying in a guest room that you you didn't go even with your friend, just you went by yourself, and you are staying in a guest room. Let's say it's Turkey, and one of the city that I really like was Pamukkale, Turkey. It's a beautiful place. It's a mountain filled with the lime that has the hot spring there. But anyway, in the guest room, you met four different people that on the dining table. Somehow we talk about life. I mean, you didn't mean to, but somehow as the night getting late and you're drinking a cup of wine, or so you're talking about their life and talking about what it means. So the first guy, Matt, he's American, right? So, and do you remember his background? He's an atheist, right? He doesn't believe in God. Only thing that you can believe, only what you can see, what you can experience, what you can experiment. So we're talking about, so what can you trust? What is reliable? What is reality? So maybe you are taking the class of foundational faith. So, okay, this is a good chance. Let me ask you, what do you think? What is reality? What is real? What do you think? So let's assume it, right? So, and you would say, okay, so we are complex system of matter, okay, and electricity subject to cause and effect and aware of our presence. So, and perfection is completely subjective, relative concept. So it depends on person. It depends on how your brain have chemical function or interaction, different electricity. We can do whatever we prefer, so long as we avoid negative natural consequences. So when I was just learning English, I got to meet a Spanish lady. She was like 10, 15 years older than me, and she was in my class. And she worked in UN, United Nations. So she is definitely part of, like, she thinks like that. So for her, there is no soul. I mean, I just came to the U.S. and I tried to talk about God, and we are in the South of America, which a lot of people talk about God. Like there is a Christianity bubble there, so everybody talking about God. But she was like, no, there is no such a thing. There is no such a God. There is no such a soul. It is just function where your emotion is just reaction of your hormone and in your between organs and your brain just create that, and then you call emotion. There is no such a soul. So at first, actually, I never really had a chance to talk. I always been around with Christians, so I really did not have any interaction. So, wow, that's interesting thought. Let's talk about more. So I think that was quite interesting. But let's say if you are not prepared, or if you don't have strong worldview or answering for yourself, it's easy to be swayed by when people say like that, right? If you have certain idea or answer, or at least the foundation of the answer, then you may be able to interact in a deeper level. Let's go to the so as he hearing. Li Shang is hearing, oh, that's interesting, but I think we are just imperfect shadow trying to become one with ultimate reality, which is that of spiritual perfection. So for me, one day I want to be in nirvana. I want to be in perfect being. So that's why I'm doing good. I'm trying to be good and do good deed so I can earn it. So one day I can be a better status. I would break this cycle of life. Like you go again, you go through this life again, this series of pain and suffer for again, over and over. So one day I hope my deed is enough so I can break this cycle and live a higher living, higher status. So I think, I think my life isn't perfect. It's full of pain, full of desire, sinful desire. So I hope I can be more like Buddha or someone who already passed that this cycle, who acknowledged or understood this what real and perfect spiritual being. So that's why I am very responsible to be good and beautiful. He pursue beauty and truth, and he really care the community and people around him because he want to be perfect. He want to earn that heat. Right? So, the next person. Who was the next person? Remember? Mona. So she's actually from Africa, right? Let's say she's from Africa. It seems like you're living life very tiring way. You try to do all the good things and try to be perfect people. Wow, life's so tired. How would you do that? Why do you do that? Like it seems like so trapped. You need to do everything with like all the deeds that you need to earn. So for me, like she's saying, my emotion or my spirit, what I do is same as what this universe or this God or truth. So just everything is same. So I don't need to. What I need to do is actually focusing on who I am or my uniqueness, how I feel, how I see this world. And I have the potential in me already because my emotion or it's all connected with God. So it's matter how we can focus, how we can meditate, how we can focus what we can embrace and find it out. So there is a little bit of slight difference between Nisha and Mona. They acknowledge there is such a thing, the reality, the more real thing, but the approach is different, right? So there's a Turkish lady who is actually a teacher. She is traveling also in their her own country. What was her name? Tiha. Yeah, Tiha. So she's a Muslim. So yeah, you're right. But Allah doesn't really involve with your life. She is powerful. He is powerful, and he has a plan. He created this world. So what we need to do is following his direction. And you need to do or follow what Quran said, or you need to follow this is what is right or wrong. So there is a guideline of your life. So it's not about you become a god. It is blasphemy. There is no way you can be a god because it's wholly to separate distinctive thing. So if you imagine this kind of conversation between four people who have totally different worldviews, and imagine if you have no idea about the world, and maybe you may just think, hey, these people are so boring, or maybe you think, oh wow, I really haven't thought about life at all. But I guarantee you one day, whether it is now during your ninth grade or sometime in your life, you will deal with this question. What is real? Why am I here? What am I doing in this world? If I die, what would happen? Why am I doing all this study? Why am I doing? Why do I need to go to good college? To have a good job? Why do I need to have a good job? To make money? Why do I need to make good money? So if you keep asking those questions, you will get to the point, oh, I really need to answer this question by myself. For some time in your life, you need to deal with it. You will face it, no matter what, whoever you are. Every human being, one day, need to face the questions.
I had a 26-year-old kid on the table, convicted of killing a cop. See his family, pleading, praying. I injected the drugs, and he didn't die. He lay there, awake, quivering, lethal doses of 3 different agents, and he was still alive. Parents were crying, claiming a miracle.
What happened?
The IV infiltrated. The drugs pooled in his soft tissues instead of going into his bloodstream. So I placed another IV, drew up another round of meds, and pushed. And this time, it took him 90 seconds to die. 7 months later, a police officer came forward. The boy was framed for the murder. He didn't do it.
You couldn't have known that.
God tried to stop me from killing an innocent man, and I ignored the sign. How can I even hope for forgiveness?
I think sometimes it's easier to feel guilty than forgiven.
Which means what?
That maybe your guilt over these deaths has become your reason for living. And maybe you need a new reason to go on.
I don't want to go on. Can't you see? I'm old. I have cancer. I've had enough. The only thing that is holding me back is that I am afraid. I'm afraid of what comes next.
And what do you think that is?
Oh, you tell me. Is atonement even possible? What does God want from me?
I think it's up to each one of us to interpret what God wants.
So people can do anything? They can rape, they can murder, they can steal all in the name of God, and it's okay?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying? Because all I'm hearing is some new age, God is love, one-size-fits-all crap.
Hey, Dr. Truman.
No, I don't have time for this now.
Greg, it's okay. Look, I understand.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. How could you possibly say that? Now, you listen to me. I want a real chaplain who believes in a real God and a real hell.
I hear that you're frustrated, but you need to ask yourself...
No, I don't need to ask myself. I need answers. And all your questions and your uncertainty are only making things worse.
I know you're upset.
God, I need someone who will look me in the eye and tell me how to find forgiveness because I am running out of time.
I'm trying to help.
Well, don't! Just get out! Get out! Get out!
Julia, come on. Listen, come on. Come on, the guy's just freaking out. He didn't mean what he said.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did.